Hi everyone, welcome back to my allotment and welcome back to another plot tour. So here today over on plot 1, it is the 28th? No, 29th of October today. So we're going to have a quick look around plot 1. This is about as real as it gets. We've gone from being really dry to actually having quite a bit of rain, particularly in the last couple of weeks. The weeds have gone mad. That is a job for today. I'm going to go around and try and get a few beds weeded, but I'm going to show you as it is so you can see that it's not always perfect, and sometimes we have to just get on with it and accept that weeds are a little bit of a part of life. But we'll start as we normally do. We will start off in the polytunnel. I will show you around what's going on in here, and then we'll go out and see what's changed on the plot. I will say probably most of it is stuff that's gone rather than stuff that's come in, although there is one new addition that wasn't here last month. So on the back here I've still got my butternut squash. I really do need to get them home. Keeping them in a polytunnel or a shed over winter isn't particularly great for them because they just get too wet, so I'm going to try and get those home. But some of them are really heavy, so I'm sort of taking a few home at a time. This one here is destined for the compost bin. It's just not ripened enough, and it's not going to. So down on the floor here we've got the lettuces, which are growing really well. So we've got two different types of lettuce down there. We've then got some winter greens and my bag. Let's move my chair out of the way so I can actually walk through. So yeah, here's some winter greens, and then we've got some pak choy. The Cape gooseberries are really starting to go over now. But they've done really well this year. This is my first ever time growing them. Oh, and there's one ready to eat, and they're amazing. So we've got some chilies in the back there that are still looking great. They're the orange habanero. More lettuce. This is the bird's eye chilli, which has got loads of chilies on it. Focus. We're just waiting for them to ripen. And some more lettuces. Down here we've still got marigold that's going reasonably strong, so I'm going to keep that where it is for now. Another chilli plant, which I think has probably had its day. There's a few green ones on there, but I don't think they're going to ripen now, so I'll probably take those off and eat them as they are. Samphire really going over. This is my tiny little apricot tree. Another marigold. Just adds a real nice splash of colour, so much so that my camera can't pick it up. Then I have... So these were the strawberry runners that I took off plot 2. I've just bought them in here to sort of overwinter in some pots, and then once I've got the bed sorted I'll plant those out. My mooli, which is a type of winter radish. And then these are my overwintering flowers. So I've got the cornflowers, the calendula, hollyhocks, straw flowers, which I don't know if they're going to overwinter, I doubt it, but thought we'd give it a go. Some ammi. Down here I've got some lettuce, some larkspur and some stocks, which are going in the compost bin because I might have left them a little bit too long. So what you don't know is there was a brief oh my god it's raining interlude. It just absolutely chucked it down, so I sheltered in the polytunnel, but we're back now. It's stopped raining, so we're back in action, and I can show you around the outside of the plot. So outside we've got the herb bed has just gone absolutely mad. That will all need to come out at some point. I keep going, there's going to be a frost, and then that would be the end of those, but they still seem to keep going. Empty bed. This is all going to be wildflowers next year. It did have my strawberries in it, which are still growing around the outside, which I need to remove, but they seem to abandon the bed, so we're going to pass that over to wildflowers. What is he doing up there? One of the jobs for today is to take the covers off these purple sprouting and broccoli. The risk of the butterflies is now sort of gone. The main risk is pigeons, so I might try and build some sort of contraption over those. I wasn't lying about the weed situation. So the squash has gone. I've harvested all those. So that was growing all up the edge of the brassica cage. That's now been removed. This bed's empty, but has been for a little while now. Carrots, I've just not had any success with carrots this year. We'll try again next year. And then in the brassica cage, I'm still harvesting some kohlrabi. I've started harvesting some cabbage. These kalettes are looking amazing. Apart from, is anyone else just battling whitefly this year? It seems to have been horrific. But yeah, the kalettes are, if I can find them, there they are coming along really nicely. All the tender stems gone to seed now. Make my way through here. More kalettes. The Brussels sprouts they're the smallest plants going. But if I can get focus in there, we do actually have some Brussels sprouts on here now. So we may have Brussels sprouts for Christmas. There we go. Failing that, we'll have kalettes instead. Nice, handsome looking red cabbage down there. Probably less kalettes next year. So we do seem to have quite a few of those. Right, make my way back out. And we've got a couple of cauliflowers in here. And some Calabrese broccoli, which is starting to get some little heads on it, which is exciting. That was quite a... So yeah, that's really good. Shut that back up. Unlock it in a minute. Parsnips. I've started eating a few of those. I've got some really odd shaped parsnips. I'll try and find a photo. I did have a very ugly looking thing the other day. And the salsify. The red perilla is all going to seed now, but the seeds are really pretty, so I'm kind of, well, the little flower's really pretty, so I'm kind of just leaving it. Leeks, the good news is my veggie mesh, they've got a bit of rust, but my veggie mesh has worked and I don't have any allium leaf miner on them this year, so that's really good. Raspberries have sort of done their thing now. Again, look at the weeds. I'll tidy those up, and but there's no rush to do that. This bed did have the courgettes in, that's now empty. Disastrous swede. I don't even know why I bother trying. I try growing swede every year and I never have any success. If anyone's got, I have got some, they're always the most unattractive, long, spindly looking things you'll ever see. If anyone's got any tips for growing swede, let me know. This bed had the squash in, so that's all clear now. Bins. I'm rubbish with compost. You know how some people do this, you know, so much green, so much brown, nitrogen versus whatever the other thing is. I'm rubbish with anything like that. I literally use it like a bin for stuff that may compose. Next year my aim is to get far better at this and start learning a little bit more about composting so I can try and do it a little bit more successfully. Because yeah, not having any success, they're quite embarrassing. So this is actually the compost bin situation at the moment. It's just a pile. It's all biodecompostable stuff, but yeah, it's just like literally launched in. I've got some more marigolds down here. Pile of nasturtiums that I pulled out the way. And I'm digging up borage. I've got some more I've just spotted in there. So this is the borage. Borage is a herb sort of, oh, more over there. It's a herb that is absolutely loved by bees, but it self-seeds like no other. a bit like the nasturtiums, they have the ability to self-seed everywhere. And I swear every time I come down this plot, this thing's got bigger and I lose more and more of my path. So that might get a haircut at some point soon. The weediest flower bed going. I really need to get in there and sort that out as well. My grass is taken though. I'm still a little bit reluctant to cut it, so I'm just sort of leaving it as it is for the moment. My chard's doing okay. Look, there's weeds everywhere, I didn't even point them out anymore. So that's doing okay there. So yeah, that's nice, and look, adding a bit of colour to the plot on these sort of grey days. This bed had another butternut in, so that's all gone now. This needs to move over to, crate needs to move over to plot 2, but I haven't quite got around to it, and I need someone to help me. I did get some more wood chip up here and redo these paths the other day. I need to bring some more up. This is more, I believe it's tender stem, I'm not entirely sure. It was just some sort of spare brassicas that I had floating about, and I had a gap, so I popped them in. Peas have gone now. Beans, oh, they're looking sad. So they're ready and they need to come out now. I keep hoping that we might get a few days of it being dry, so I can harvest some of these dried out pods. At the moment it's so wet that I don't want to do them. Then I've got my oca. That's just loving this wet, warm weather. That's gone absolutely berserk. And these are my lettuce beds. So I am eating these at the moment. One's bolted and gone to seed, but that's actually an old one. But I've got some various different lettuces in here and some cut and come again salads in the middle. And then some pak choy, some more mooli up the edge here, and some more lettuces. So this is the new addition. So this is my garlic. Now I do plant my garlic under, well I am this year anyway, I'm planting my garlic under veggie mesh, much like I did the leeks. And that's because I get allium leaf miner on my plot. So it's a little fly that lays its eggs at the bottom of sort of stems, and then once the larvae hatch, they sort of burrow into your alliums, so it can affect garlic, leeks, onions, shallots, anything that belongs to the allium family. So I'm trying to grow my garlic under here to prevent the fly from laying its eggs on the plants themselves. If you had allium leaf miner, make sure you don't plant your garlic or any alliums in that soil, because even if you net them, they can overwinter, and then you'll still have the same problem. So another grass path, again that's taken as well. I did quite well with my turf. Empty bed with a nasturtium right in the middle. Now I've never planted nasturtiums up this end of my plot. That has just come from down there. So that's made its way all the way up here, and I pulled out quite a few from up here. So this is my overwintering sort of cabbages and cauliflowers. Actually doing okay. I got in here, I managed to squeeze in here yesterday and do a bit of weeding, so that's looking probably the only bed that's not looking horrific at the moment, unlike this one. So this has still got the remains of some spring onions and some beetroot in it. I'm sort of taking it out quite regularly now. It's not going to grow a lot more, so I'm planning on pickling an awful lot of that. And then in here we have my kale, which is doing really well. It's loving these slightly cooler, slightly wetter weathers, so that's all looking really good. I am harvesting that quite regularly. I've got obviously the Cavolo Nero and the curly kale in here. So in this pot here I have my horseradish. So I keep my horseradish in a pot because it can be quite invasive, and I don't want it taken over my entire plot. So I do grow in a pot. This will obviously be used for some good old horseradish sauce at winter. If you're going to use it as horseradish sauce, be warned, it has the power of 10,000 onions when it comes to making your eyes water. So outside is always a good trick. My granddad used to do it in a World War II respirator, but I don't have one of those, so outside and frequent breaks. So the weather's definitely changed now, and we're definitely into autumn. It's certainly, everything's going over, everything's looking a little bit more tired. There is still some green on the plot, and I'm trying to be better at using my plot over winter as well, with the brassicas and the lettuces and bits and pieces that are in the polytunnel. But yeah, the season's definitely changing, but it's not all doom. I've got plot 2 to work on all through the winter, and then we get to do the fun bit of allotment planning and seed shopping, which I have to say I absolutely love, so that will keep me occupied. So here's the view from the bottom of the plot on the 29th of October. So say, certainly the season is changing. The wet weather means that the weeds have sort of suddenly appeared, but it is what it is. We'll tackle it one bed at a time and they will all get sorted. So I just want to say a massive thank you for watching today. If you enjoy having a look around other people's plots, then please hit that subscribe and that like button. And I will be back in a couple of weeks for another tour of plot 2. If you want more regular updates, come follow me over on Instagram. I'll put my title at the bottom of the screen, and I'll put a link in the description below. But thanks again, and I will see you soon.